Last month, I made $53,000 with AI Growth Consulting, and in this video, I'm going to share with you the source so you can basically just copy me. So I've been in business for 12 years now. I've sold 2 companies, worked with hundreds of different clients. So I've kind of got a bit of an idea of what works and what doesn't, right? So now let's walk through what doesn't actually work when you're trying to sell AI to businesses. You see, most people are trying to do it like the SMMA model, where they charge, $1,500 a month, they charge these retainers, and they wonder why their clients only stay around for 2 to 3 months if they're lucky. Well, that model is kind of fundamentally broken, right? The SMMA model is built on you as the agency owner doing the minimal amount of work in order to retain the client. Whereas when that breaks and as you try to scale and you realize you're basically working full time for $1,500 a month, that creates a really big problem, and that's why we get so much churn in agencies. Whereas what I do and what I suggest all my clients do is sell a system that you manage and you own that kind of IP and that operating system inside of the business. So now your deliverables aren't fixed to your labor like a slave. You're selling a system and the AI and the code, and that's actually what's going to get your clients the result, right? You can do this by not signing cheap clients, not having hundreds of calls, or if you're like me and you don't want a big sales team, you don't even need a huge sales team taking hundreds of calls, getting no-shows, and basically just being a shit show, just so you can scale with those shitty $1,500 a month retainers. Whereas the way that we do it, we actually focus on client results and then partner with them on the upside of their results. And you can do this a lot of ways. And in this video, I'm going to run through exactly how you do that, because that's where the big bucks are. And that's how this strategy all comes together and how I'm actually able to make $50,000, $60,000 a month selling AI to businesses. So when it comes to selling, high ticket is king, right? Again, we've spoken about the SMMAs and what they do and basically how broken that model is. And then what you're gonna see a lot online is you get these kids, like they're telling you they run this like 10, 20, 50, 100 grand a month agency, but basically they get one payment, use the Stripe screenshots, and then sell you in on their program, right? I've seen a lot of that, and I'm sure you have seen that too. And you're actually working with people in the trenches, working with AI and businesses every single day. Whereas I found the best clients, they work on like a heavy retainer and a performance upside. And the performance upside can be really determined on what it is that you're doing, right? If you're looking kind of on the sales and ops side of the business, you're helping them book more appointments, you're helping them close more deals, and you're helping them make more money. When you're looking at kind of the operational side of the business and it's saving time or documents, and some clients might have to pay $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 to consultants to help them with the process once a year. If you can come in, fix that for them, and charge them $30,000, then you can actually get that piece of the pie. And then there's that upside of not the $300,000 that they're currently spending on these consultants, right? So when you broaden outside of the internet marketing world, there's actually like big businesses with big problems that you can go and sell super high ticket to. And like what I've done with a hedge fund is I helped them raise more money, and they paid me $35,000 for that, right? So that's kind of a completely different perspective. And again, there's nothing wrong with the internet marketing world, but you're gonna get sucked into this kind of circle jerk of people talking about the same thing, sending money to each other. Whereas if you go out into established businesses outside that world, there is billions and billions, if not trillions of dollars of money on the table that's yours for the collecting. And how that shows up in your client roster is like in my kind of AI business right now, I've got 11 active clients, and they kind of vary anywhere from a couple of $1,000s a month all the way up to $10,000 or $15,000 a month, depending what I'm doing for them. And what I generally find is like once the system's established, then I'm kind of overseeing the agents and I'm overseeing what's happening. I don't need these heavy retainers. So to actually build the systems with their IP and actually modulated to their business so it understands their business and context, that takes a lot of time and effort. And even with AI, there's still a lot of testing that needs to come out so that you actually get outcomes that drive results for the business. So again, when you're looking at your retainer spread or whatever it is that you're doing, you always want to have some level of commitment from them, but the clients will love to see you having skin in the game. And that's how you get these big performance upsides if you are doing that kind of work. Which leads to the next point, which is vertical integration, and you're solving the next problem. So I had a client that spent over $180,000 with me over 18 months because we kept solving the next problem. So we were structuring, and then the first thing was his data and his CRM. And then we worked out lead gen. And then we worked out sales. And then we built him a school group so that all of his documents and all of his learnings could live somewhere else. Then we ran ads to a low ticket product. Then we upsold a workshop. And then we kept going and kept solving the problems that he had in his business. And that's why he kept paying month after month after month, until we kind of built all the AI and he only really needed a copywriter to check the work. And I went out and helped him hire a copywriter who's actually helping him write the copy, and it kind of goes full circle. Being able to actually solve the next problem will enable you to keep charging month after month after month, because the business owner is getting more value, instead of whereas, you say you just do Facebook ads and all you do is Facebook ads. Yep, you can update creatives and do that, but once that system's built, the business owner will think that they can manage the system, and that's kind of where you'll churn that client. Whereas we'll look at vertical integration and being their kind of AI guy is the next big thing, because then you're actually going out and solving all of their different problems. And again, as the businesses have more complexity, they've got more problems to solve, which just means more profit for you and everyone is happy. And then when we're talking about solving big problems, that's why you want to work with rich or wealthy clients, right? Again, if you're working with broke people, they don't actually have the belief around this is achievable for them, or they're actually going to have the success, or they're worried if they spend $1,000 or $2,000 and it doesn't work out, their life's over, right? Whereas if you work with established businesses doing a couple $1 million a year and they want to grow and they've got that kind of mindset of growth, then you're actually going to be able to get way better outcomes. You're going to be able to get paid more, and you can be a part of their growth, right? All that private equity is, or venture capital is just trying to be a part of good companies' growth. In its simplest form, you're trying to achieve that as well, and being kind of their consultant and helping them grow with very specific systems or workflows or operating systems or whatever it is that you're helping with, then you're being a part of that growth, and you're not kind of working with broke people. And what this means for your margins is obviously you're charging well, so you can, again, if you're at the point where you're hiring team in or you've got developers, you can actually pay for top tier talent. Whereas on $1,500 a month or $2,000 a month or $3,000 a month, unless you've got hundreds of retainers, well, you don't have the ability to hire top talent and actually get a really good result for the client. So again, going up market and going upstream and actually working with competent and serious business owners is going to make your life so much better. And that's one of the changes that I made in terms of who I worked with and what we actually did, and was enabled me to get much better results for them, because they've got the resources. They're happy to spend $500 or $1,000 on a software or whatever it is that they need to actually grow their business, because they understand investing and they know that growth has a cost and they're willing to do it. But again, if you're new to that, the thing that you need to understand is these generally have different sales cycles. So you've been told, 1 call closes, 2 call closes, where these business owners want to actually know that you're the right man or woman for the job. So again, your sales cycle is going to be longer, and what they're really interested in is actually, can you get them the result? And are you not all talk? Because there's so many people now, especially in AI, talking about how they can do this and how they can do that, but they can't actually get them the result, right? And one of the things that I always say is the best way to prove someone you can get them result is actually just get them result. And we look at, okay, in this first period, we're going to get this result. And then, you start building the confidence, and you're constantly in a sales cycle, like I said, because you're constantly adding the next solution, and really getting integrated in that part of the business. And then kind of the final thing I'll add, if you want to swim up market and you actually want to work with better clients, what they have higher expectations from you. So again, they expect clean onboarding. They expect clean communication. They expect to be hit by deadlines. They expect you to actually do your job, right? And again, if that scares you or you're not confident in that, you need to go upgrade your skills so you can deliver on that. But all of those things make these clients so much better to deal with, and gives you a much clearer roadmap of exactly what you do and that expectations on both sides. So that is the AI Ball knowledge. Leverage that to go out and sell your offers. And if you want any help with that in building your offer, getting traffic, booking calls, and actually delivering like a world-class operator, I'm going to leave a link in the description below this video. You can check out a full training. And then if you want to have a book a call with me and actually speak about this one-on-one, I'll leave a link to my calendar below this video as well. So again, thank you, and I will see you on the next video.